Myself, Dr.Praba.K, Management Sciences, BBA Logistics and PhD BM, PhD College of Arts and Science. The title that we are going to discuss in today's session will be on business environment. The first slide of the presentation that speaks about the introduction, that gives an introduction to the business environment, what business environment is all about, and in general what is the definition of business environment. So this is the need of the hour, and it is an ever green title. So any business, for running their businesses, for running their functions and day-to-day affairs, they need to have an eye on their environment. This environment, the word environment represents the surroundings in which the business is operating. The surroundings, which means the totality of all the forces. The totality represents all the forces which are within the control of the company and also beyond the control of the company. So we are going to look into in detail what are those forces that are within the boundaries of the company and what are those different forces and factors that are present beyond the control of the company. So let's start with our presentation. So as I have already given the definition or slight meaning of what is environment, it is a total surrounding. It is a surrounding of totality of all forces that are present in an organization, that are present or that are forcing an organization to either continue doing their business or to leave their business. So this is what is the small introduction about business environment. Let's move on with the next slide. Types of business environment. Normally, the business environment is classified into two categories. Number one, it is internal environment, and number two, it is external environment. An external environment is furtherly classified into two different areas. Micro external environment, which is operating at the micro level and which impacts the organization on a micro basis. And similarly, macro level, another area, that is another category, that is macro level, macro environment, wherein all the forces which are definitely 100% away from the control of the organization, beyond the control of the organization. So these are different types of environment that normally any organization will be facing. So internal environment, that is the boundary that is set by the organization. For example, the labor, the finance, the marketing, and other departments that are functioning in an organization or in a business. So internal organizations are totally under the control of a management or under the control of the overall organization. So there won't be much problem in case if all those environmental internal factors are kept in control. And macro and micro level external factors, of course, they do present either opportunities for the companies or threats. They pose threats to the company. So let's have a glance at what are those external macro level factors, because micro level factors are generally the customers, the suppliers, the competitors, some of the factors on which partly the management exercises control, the company has control, partly the management of the company doesn't exercise control. So now the context here is that we are going to focus only on those external factors and which the macro level external factors on which the company cannot exercise any control. So as I said, it has both positive impact or negative impact. So sometimes the forces may be favorable, working favorable to the company. Sometimes the forces may be working unfavorable to the company. So let's have a glance at what are those external non-controllable or uncontrollable factors that play a very vital role in shaping a business entity. Number one of the external environmental factor that has factors such as the economic condition of the economy of the whole nation. Sometimes international economy even plays a very, very vital role in shaping a business. Similarly, the employment opportunities that are created in a nation and the exchange rates that are fixed by the banks of the nation. For example, in India, it is the Reserve Bank of India that fixes all the rates. And similarly, the population that is available. So many other factors that are even GNP, GDP, so demand and supply conditions, output that are produced in a particular nation. So all these are factors that are present at the economic environment. So naturally, all these economic forces, they create impact on the organization. If they are favorable to the company, then they will get opportunities. Otherwise, if it is unfavorable, if any of the forces are unfavorable, that will create a negative impact on the organization. Let's move on with the next content, social and cultural environment. So as we know, social and socio-cultural environment is completely beyond the scope and purview of any organization. The society in which people live, the social class that exists in a particular society, in a particular region, or in a national, at the national or regional level. Similarly, the people's life expectancy, their taste and preferences, the culture that they follow, the value that they follow, social norms that they possess. So all these will have a major impact on organizational functioning. So if the offerings, products and services, the offerings of the companies are accepted by the social class, social group of, or the community of people over there, then the company can be a successful company. Or else then they have to eliminate certain processes and products so that they can modify it in a way, in a certain way that people can be accepting it. So organizations has to run through their processes and productions, and they have to give their offerings to the people in such a way that they accept it. So the social class, the socio-cultural factors, they play a very, very important role in shaping again the business of the firm. And similarly, the next thing is political and legal factors. The political and legal factors, even that is coinciding with the governmental forces, governmental factors, time to time the legal system works, the legal frameworks are modified, amendments takes place in different acts. So all these will naturally create an impact on they will pose the legal impact on the businesses. For example, acts pertaining to CSR functions, acts pertaining to labor, acts pertaining to women employees, acts pertaining to any other health and safety measures of the employees. So all these will have a major role to play with the organization's functioning. It is the responsibility of the organization or the business firm to take into consideration completely what the legal system is saying. Accordingly, they have to conduct their businesses, and only then it is considered to be a legal business and people will have acceptance. So this is with respect to political and legal factors. And the next thing is technological environment. Needless to explain this concept because currently right now we are witnessing a huge technological breakthrough. Concepts such as Industry 4.0, Industry 5.0, automation, robotics, artificial intelligence, so all these are picking up, and many companies have started to apply these new technologies when compared to the old organizations who are still practicing traditional techniques and methods, who has to decide that they have to keep abreast of all the new technologies that are taking place, and they have to try to adopt it in their workplace so that the organization can succeed and survive in the long run, and they will be able to offer products at the cheaper price and also at the competitive cost. So technological environment should be taken into consideration. High priority must be given to this area. And similarly, demographic environment, this is basically about the people who live in the particular area or in the particular region wherein the business is taking place. Demographic environment and environmental factors comprises of the population, the size of population, and the people's likes and dislikes, their income, their gender, age, qualification, so on and so forth. So when people of a different category, different age group, they want or they desire for some goods, it is a responsibility of the organization or business firm to offer those things. Otherwise, they may have to quit their business, and presently again many organizations are witnessing, if they are not able to change their way of doing production, way of offering products and services, they may have to quit the particular industry. If they are fine-tuning themselves and adopting to the changes and preferences of the people, demographic characteristic features of the people, then they will be able to sustain and survive in the long run. So demographic factors are again crucially important factor which is present at the macro level of the external environment, on all of these factors the companies will not have any impact. What they can do is that they can only respond to all the forces that are coming in. They can only respond. If they respond in a positive way, then they will be able to stay in the business, stay in the industry. Otherwise, they may have to quit or they may have to do modifications in their businesses. And the last environment is that it is the natural environment. Natural environment, again, the industry gets its inputs from natural environment in the form of raw materials, in the form of resources, things like that. And similarly, its offering is also for the natural society. They are mutually depending. There are few renewable resources available, there are few non-renewable resources available. So industries must they have to take utmost care in maintaining, in showing proper care, taking proper care of the natural environmental factors, so that their business will move on without any trouble. So natural environmental factors must be considered with utmost care. If it is a renewable resources, then that's okay. If it's a non-renewable resource, then companies have to be crucially taking care of it. Only then they will be getting it sufficiently for carrying out and running their businesses. So all these, in summary, at the macro level, external environmental factors such as demographic environment, such as social environment, economic, political, governmental factors, all these are anyways that they are beyond the control of the organization, but still, if the companies are able to adopt the changes that is taking place, or if the companies are able to respond quickly, proactively work for improving themselves along with the changes, then it is their business, and it is going to be their market. So in short, to conclude, all the environmental factors must be considered, must be taken into consideration before making any strategic move, any strategic decisions. Thank you.